Hello, today we have Kirti Yadav, the founder of KukClean. Kirti, welcome to the Global Vegan Business Expo. We're just so glad that you have joined us. So,
Thank you, Nandita, for giving this opportunity. And I'm also very, very happy and excited to be on this platform.
cool. So tell us, how did you start on the whole food plant-based journey?
Okay, so it all started, I think, with my daughter's birth. When she was born, I was around 75 kgs and I desperately wanted to lose weight. And along with that, there were a lot of other problems like constipation, headache, tiredness, fatigue, all those general problems which mothers get. And I really wanted to find a solution for that. So I started searching and finding things that what would really help. Uh, I was doing gym, I was doing walking and all those basic exercise, but again, it was not solving my problem. So that's when I started exploring. I got to know about veganism and what the whole lifestyle is all about. Then I started reading about what whole food plant-based lifestyle is. And that's when I started understanding it and started walking towards this beautiful journey. It's actually a very, very beautiful journey to walk. So it was a slow and steady walk for me because my daughter was growing. I was trying to balance out in terms of food. And that's when I got to know about this, met a lot of people, joined a lot of Facebook group, read about it on internet, and that really helped me to reach where I am.
Mhm. So how did you start KukClean?
So KukClean, which actually stands for Kitchen, You and Kirti, and clean eating journey. The whole idea about KukClean is that in my kitchen, I will teach you all about clean eating. This started with the very, very humble start in my kitchen where I started replacing my staples and my whole pantry and whole kitchen.
Mhm.
So that's when I started this startup in 2018 because I was trying to change myself. So I just thought that, why not share these recipes, whatever I'm making, just to find people who would be interested to know about these recipes and they might tell. So making a salad was the first inspiration. But then I thought that if I keep eating that same salad again and again, I will get bored. So I really need to find out more recipes. And that's where I created this Facebook group, which is called as KukClean, which stands for KukClean. And then I found that there are so many people who are interested in these recipes. They are also following similar kind of lifestyle, and we started inspiring each other. So it all started from a humble salad, and now there are so many variety of recipes which we keep sharing on Facebook group. I formed my Facebook page and then registered my company where I do personal counseling. I educate people to walk on this journey by making small changes.
Awesome. So how can a person go on a whole food plant-based lifestyle? Is it really difficult?
I would say no, it's not difficult. It's just the mindset. See, at the end of the day, we all eat fruits and vegetables, and they are the integral and the most important part of following a whole food plant-based lifestyle. It's just that we include more and more fruits, more and more vegetables, grains and staples like your rice, atta, dal. All these have to be kind of unprocessed or close to Mother Nature, and then you start changing. So let me show you this, I think I have got the whole kitchen on this plate on my tray. And this is what I usually keep. So I would like to explain each one of them, that how I slowly changed everything one by one. So it was a slow change for me. For example, we are, in India, we really love our rice. So the simplest change which I did was use this unpolished hand pounded rice, which is, this one is brown rice. I also have a variety called as Rajmuri rice, and this one is black rice. So you see, these are kind of that variety which is not polished. And the reason I eat this kind of rice is because it has lot of fiber and it really helps you to lose weight. So that is, and the taste is equally good as your white rice, but it has more benefits, and that's the reason I switched to this kind of rice. Now, another simple change which I would want to talk about is the dals. Most of the time I have heard, especially when I started following this whole food plant-based lifestyle, that you will lose your muscles and you will lose your energy because there is no protein in whole food plant-based lifestyle. So I had to explore, and this is the protein which I get. In fact, the grains, the whole grains also have protein, and legumes, dals and pulses, nuts and seeds, everything has protein. So you can see the simplest change, that my dal would have a skin on it, which means it has nutrient, it has fiber, and I eat a dal like this. And most of the dals are whole dals which are in my kitchen. So this was another simple change which I did. And the other thing is millets. Now, this is being really promoted well in India. And the beautiful part about millets is they are very, very farmer friendly. They grow nicely within 60 to 90 days. So they help the farmers, they really don't take that much time, as well as water and the soil fertility, just like how wheat and rice is grown. So switching to millets is a good option. So I switched to that. This is basically kodo millet, and I do make khichdi once or twice a week. And this is my ragi flour, very, very rich in calcium. It has, in fact, more calcium than the dairy. And so these are the ways I make. I make laddu, I make ragi porridge and ragi roti. And yeah, this is a beautiful change which I have done. Then every time we are worried about sugars, because sugars, they are empty calories, they do not help us at all. So the simplest switch for me was, number one was jaggery, and the other two was switching to berries. Whenever I crave for sweets, or especially after eating a meal, you feel like eating something sweet, this is what I eat. Or I'll make a nice ragi laddu, which will have dates and berries, so that I'm also getting good nourishment along with when I'm trying to solve my craving problem. So this is jaggery, which is you can see the color. It's quite different from the white jaggery or the white sugar and white brown sugar which you get. So this is what I use as a sweetener. And as I said, as I mentioned, that I do love all my nuts and seeds and dry fruits. So they are in abundance in my kitchen. I use them for various things. Like you can see, this is a simple granola which I made at home. Nowadays, there are so many vegan brands which are making these kind of conscious food products. So if you are unable to make such kind of things, go ahead and buy. Just make sure that, there is no added preservatives and additives in that. And I think most of the brands are now becoming more and more conscious, that they know that what the customer wants. So just go ahead and buy that. So this is basically one of the granola which I make at home. It is oats, again, rich in protein, rich in fiber, with lots of berries and dry fruits, which I eat for breakfast. So simple change, whole food plant-based lifestyle is not about making drastic changes and then craving and feeling sad about it. It's about making small changes in the existing thing. Like, I'm not asking you to change your rice or your dal or your atta. Continue eating that, just find a better alternative and stick to that. So it's not difficult at all. You just have to walk the path.
Why would a normal dairy consuming person, or even say a non-vegetarian person, consider this lifestyle to follow it? Are there any benefits? Can it be confused with a fad?
I don't think it's a fad diet. I would call it as a sustainable lifestyle. So lifestyle is basically, this is how you live, and it's sustainable because you can sustain for a very long time of your life. And somebody who is following dairy, or like consuming dairy, or is consuming, non-veg, or is a meat eater, the simplest thing which I would suggest is switch and just feel the change. If you feel the change in your body, because that's how I felt. I was on dairy and I was consuming it for a very long time, but when I switched to this, the first thing which happened to me was my weight loss. I Like I said before, I lost 28 kgs of weight after following this whole food plant-based lifestyle.
Mhm.
And when I started seeing these changes, the first change was weight loss, then the headache and constipation. Now I don't take any medicine for headache. I've seen a lot of people popping up medicine just because they have headache or just because their stomach upset. So now I know how I can, my body can heal. I'm also a nature cure follower, so I understand that body has enough power to heal itself, and all you have to do is give some time, put in the right food, and it will really work. So somebody who is following another kind of lifestyle, give a chance to this one also. And when you feel the difference in yourself, then you take a decision. So then you can decide that you want to go on this, because this is what happened with me, that I started feeling the changes, and these changes were so beautiful that everybody around me noticed it, and it really, pumps up your motivation, and you feel excited about it, that okay, something really nice is happening.
Mhm.
And I started changing it. So the same thing I would say to all the people: it's not a fad diet. It's going to exist, and it will exist for your lifetime. So um, change, see. If you feel the difference, then you can stick to this.
How do you manage your food when you're traveling, commuting to work or traveling outside the city?
I think with the vegan brands coming out, and more conscious brands coming out, most of this problem is sorted. There are a lot of vegan restaurants, at least in metros, wherever I travel for conducting my corporate sessions. I have found all the restaurants like that. Otherwise, the simplest thing to follow on a whole food plant-based lifestyle is to have, fruits and vegetables. So whenever I'm traveling, either in plane or or by road or by train, cucumber, bananas, few fruits will always be there. And you go to any place, these are the basic things which you will always get. So that's the basic thing, you really don't have to struggle. Second, few of the items, like I do carry granola for my daughter. I do keep few laddus, few peanut chicky, and roasted peanut or roasted chickpeas to solve my problem while I'm traveling. But I really rely on the restaurants which are there. Even if there are no vegan restaurants, suppose you are in a city where there is no vegan restaurant, the South Indian meal is actually completely vegan with your dosa and chutney going in, so you can try that. Even the North Indian meal, if you remove part of dairy, you will get a lot of options. So it is quite easy to follow this lifestyle even when you are traveling.
Okay. How do you inspire a whole family to follow a plant-based diet? Have you faced any challenges?
I think yes. See, when something comes up or when something is new, which people have not seen, only you are inspired by that or you are convinced by that. It will take some time for the whole family, for the whole society, or people around you to understand it and accept it. But I believe in doing actions. So when the beautiful part about my journey was, one, it was slow and steady. It took time, and I was enjoying this journey, so there was no hurry, and every month I could see that things are changing, and I'm losing weight, my headache is going, constipation is going, and I'm feeling much better. My skin, my hair, everything started changing. So this change can be felt in and around my family. They could also notice the level of happiness has increased. So first it was the physical changes which everybody noticed, and then I think my anxiety level and that fatigue, tiredness, frustration, which most of us, just get frustrated for small things, the stress which we have in today's life, everything slowly started going. Food really, really impacts you. Whatever you are eating, you're actually, that food becomes part of you. That's what Sadhguru also says, that, when you eat something, after a few hours, it becomes part of you. So now if I'm eating a food which is already agitated, has lot of emotions of some animal, or is, it has lot of emotions of distress, and you're consuming that, you would have the same impact. In Ayurveda also there is something called a sattvic diet. So sattvic diet is nothing but following a simple meal which is consciously taken by us. So this is also a similar kind of meal, a meal which is consciously taken by us. So this kind of change, when it started happening, the first change was physical change in me. Then I could see the changes in my emotions, and then the mental health. All this slowly started changing. And when I started changing, my family noticed it. And I can see that they are also walking on the same path. So I would not be forcing them, but when they see the changes that it is happening, it is really slowly happening, they also try to incorporate few things. Like, for example, millets was completely unknown in our family. When I started exploring about these recipes, making these recipes, and finding a good recipe, that's very important. I think most of the people fail because one, you have a mindset of following a particular kind of recipe, and when you don't get delicious food in a new recipe, you just want to go back. So for me, in KukClean also, the first priority is not healthy food. The first priority is that the food has to be really tasty. Then only it comes out of my kitchen. And that's what I share it on Facebook and to my clients. So it has to be tasty. Then it has to be really, really healthy and nutritious. And when this whole combination works, the recipe comes out and people start enjoying. So you have to enjoy your food. It should nourish your body. It should delight your senses. And this whole beautiful change is a journey for me. So I inspire them to walk on this journey, make small, small changes. It's absolutely fine for somebody to fall back, but again, give a chance to this kind of lifestyle and take one step ahead. And eventually, you will find that you have landed where you want to land. And the most important thing which I feel is that you see the changes in yourself. When you see the changes in yourself, you don't want to go back.
Mhm. Awesome. That's a fantastic message for the all the new inspiring enthusiasts who are here and they want to get healthy. It's a fantastic message. So what would be your what first steps would you suggest for people to take?
So again, the first step is like it's a stage, right? The first stage is you have to change your food. Then you start changing your thoughts. Your thoughts will change and it will reflect in your actions. And then finally, they'll become your habit. So
Oh,
the first thing which I did was changing my food, and small, small changes. I started changing the food. Same thing you can start with small rice. Make the changes in these staples first, because if you just are not changing your staples, because that's the most important part of your plate. So rice and your atta, your dal, you can start from there. Just make simple change of switching from white rice to brown rice, or any unprocessed, yeah, unpolished rice. Then the dal should have little bit of peels. They should be again switched to organic if you can, and followed by including lots of fruits and vegetables. That should be in your refrigerator, that should be ordered, and that should be in your pantry. And then including these nuts and seeds, which are high in protein. So that's the first level of change which you will do in your kitchen, followed by exercise. You cannot miss out that. So I have seen people, either they are focusing only on diet or food, or they are only focusing on exercise. Nowadays, lot of focus is on exercise, but then people do not realize that food is playing around 70% of the impact on your whole lifestyle. And then followed by mental health. That is also important. If you are not working on that, eventually one fine day you will be stressed out, or you will have some emotional setback, and you will start eating something wrong. So all this has to play slowly. It has to come into practice, and you will have a beautiful life. So start walking, starting from food, your emotions, your exercise. All three have to work together for you to live a beautiful, holistic, happy life.
thanks a lot, Kirti. That's a lot of food for thought for all of us. Thank you
Thank you.
for joining us at the Global Vegan Business Expo. Thanks.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here and share my journey.
Bye.